Hello, girls and boys. Welcome to Storytime Fun. We hope you enjoy it. Today's story is out of the Disney Princess book called Happily Ever After Stories, Tales of Love and Friendship. Today is a Disney Beauty and the Beast story called Just Say Please. One rainy day in the Beast's library, Belle and the little teacup named Chip were playing a game called Treasure Hunt. Each clue led to another, the last one to a treat. Belle picked up the first card and read it. Take a look in the big red book. There's a big red book on the table, Chip said excitedly. Drops of water splashed around them. The roof on the Beast's old castle was so full of leaks that it seemed to be raining inside. Belle dodged the drops of water and pulled a card from inside the red book. It says, let's have a race to a warm, snug place. It must be near the fireplace, Chip cried. Belle removed a card that was tucked behind a picture over the mantel. The clue says, under the rug is a great big, Belle read. A great big what? Asked Chip. Well, that's all it says, Belle said. If you find the last clue, you'll get the answer. Chip bounced around the room until he found a card under the rug. It says, hug, Belle exclaimed. That's your treat. Then she gave him a big hug. Treasure hunt is lots of fun, Chip said happily. You know, if the Beast played games once in a while, I bet he wouldn't be so grumpy all the time. Why don't you ask him to play sometime? Belle suggested. All right, Chip agreed. Just then they heard the whistle of the tea kettle. Oh, Mama is making tea, Chip said. I'll go and see if she's made tea cakes too. Belle settled down to read. Her book had fallen under the cushion. As she pulled it out, she felt something else. It was a piece of string with 2 keys on it. I wonder what these are for, she thought. I'll ask the Beast later. She put the keys in her pocket and began to read. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Mrs. Potts, the teapot, was trying to make some cakes, but water was dripping everywhere. These leaks are awful, she told Lumiere the candelabrum. I've been begging the Beast to repair the roof for weeks, he replied. Suddenly, Chip rushed in. Mama, Mama, he called. Hello, dear, Mrs. Potts said. You know, it isn't polite to interrupt. And if you do, you should say, excuse me. Excuse me, Chip said. May I have a tea cake? May I have a tea cake? What? Asked Mrs. Potts. May I have a tea cake, please? Of course, dear, his mother said. Thank you, Chip replied. Just then, the Beast burst into the room. He grabbed 3 cakes without saying please or thank you. I need tools to repair the roof, he said grumpily as he gobbled the cakes up. But I can't find the keys to the tool shed. I look for them, master, said Lumiere. He scurried off to search for the keys. Would you like to play treasure hunt with Bella and me sometime? Chip asked the beast shyly. It's a fun game that Bella invented. Not now. I need to fix. I need to find those keys, the beast said impatiently. He took 3 more cakes and stomped off. A little while later, Chip brought a cake to Belle. Thank you, Belle said. That was very sweet of you. Belle, is it all right that the beast isn't polite because he owns the castle? Chip asked. Everyone should try to be polite, Belle answered. But it's easy to forget. She and Chip decided to try to be extra thoughtful so that the beast would notice and be polite himself. That night, Chip helped his mother serve dinner. Would you like some more potatoes, Belle? He asked. Yes, please, Chip, Belle replied. Thank you. Excuse me while I bring in more gravy, said Chip. I'm proud of Chip for being so polite, Belle told the beast. But the beast didn't seem to be listening. He was too busy wolfing down his food. Drip, drop. The ceiling began to leak again. These confounded leaks must be fixed, the beast shouted. Cogsworth, Lumiere, he bellowed. I need you in the dining room, now! The mantel clock and the candelabrum came running in. Have you seen the keys to the tool shed? The beast demanded. 2 small keys on a piece of string. They told him they hadn't. Belle remembered. The 2 keys in her pocket. She knew the beast wanted them, but she also thought he could be a little nicer to everyone. All of a sudden, she had an idea. She whispered her plan to Chip. He grinned and nodded. Then Belle stood up. Excuse me, she said, but Chip and I want everyone to join us in the ballroom in a few minutes for a special treasure hunt. Not now, the beast growled. It will be worth it, Belle assured the beast. I promise. Once everyone had gathered in the ballroom, Belle explained the game. On each card, there's a clue to help you find the next card. Each clue also ends with a missing, rhyming word. The beast tapped his foot impatiently. I'll read the first one, Belle said, pulling a card from her pocket. It says, to see your face is why you use me. To interrupt, you say, excuse me, called Chip. Good Chip, exclaimed Mrs. Potts. You use a mirror to see your face. I think the next clue is behind the frame. Mrs. Potts took down the card and read, a knight in armor, clinks and clanks. When someone's nice, we should say... Thanks, Cogsworth and Lumiere shouted at the same time. This is a waste of time, the beast protested. He started to stomp out of the room, but Belle put her hand on his arm. Wait 1 minute, she said. Please? The beast hesitated. Then he nodded. Cogsworth took a card from the suit of armor by the door. Lumiere read, "Missing keys are found with ease if you remember to just say..." Everyone's eyes were on the beast. Now he understood that the treasure hunt was Belle's way of helping him to be polite. He shuffled his feet. Finally, he smiled. "Please?" he asked Belle. Belle smiled back and held out the keys. The beast took them and turned to leave the room. But then he turned back. I almost forgot," he said. "Thank you, Belle." "You're welcome," she replied happily and winked at Chip. The next day, the beast repaired the leaky roof. Cogsworth and Lumiere helped him. All day, the beast remembered to be polite. He said please and thank you constantly. By late afternoon, all the leaks were repaired. "What a relief!" Mrs. Potts exclaimed when the beast had finished. "Thank you for mending the roof," Cogsworth said to the beast. "Oui, merci," Lumiere added. You're welcome," the beast replied with a grin. Well, that's it for today. We'll see you again next time.